I am very kinky, but my wife is very vanilla, and as the years go by she is becoming more and more so. What turns you on, but are too scared to tell your significant other? Well, this is hard for me to type and may take a while because, well, I am an ant. I really want a male human to duck our mound. It makes me so hot to think of biting his dick. I can't tell my ant wife because if word gets out to the queen, I will probably be banished from the colony. He was feeling me up, then growled into my ear as if he wanted to devour me. Hasn't done it since that one time, but even the thought gets me all worked up, gonna have to tell him. Being able to sleep fully on my side of the bed. For just one ducking night. No longer together. She worked at a Haagen-Dazs and there was something about that shirt uniform, conforming to the curves of her body in every perfect way. Then her leaning over the barrels of ice cream asking what flavor I wanted, and I always wanting say, you, but her manager was there. So I just ordered and went about my day. It's hard to put into words but I will try. I like the idea of a man knowing he wants to duck me, and when he's horny he sort of just slides my leggings and panties down. Bends me over and just goes at it with no regard to what's going on around us. Like if we have to pull the car over just to have sex, bent over the trunk of the car, just because he was horny. I sometimes find myself fantasizing about like being part of a room full of girls that are naked on their hands and knees, not in any private way, just next to each other. The men can come in and have sex with the ladies just as stress relief or whatever, and then clean up and leave. Never told this to anyone. I really like watching solo stuff. I want to watch my boyfriend masturbate, or hump a pillow, or duck a melon or something weird. When he goes down on me and he thrusts against the bed a little. Yes. Something about the desperation in it maybe. Edit, to clarify, he knows I love to watch him, just not the inanimate object thing. But thanks to you all I told him. And he said he'd duck a melon for me. 10 out of 10 confession. Sometimes when my husband goes down on me I pretend I have a dick, and he's sucking it. I don't think I could ever tell him, though. Edit, I can't go through all of these comments, but I'll answer the stuff I'm seeing the most of. Yes, I know what pegging is and I also know my husband is not into it. No, I probably won't use a strap-on because I also know my husband wouldn't suck it, which is also why I probably won't tell him about this fantasy of mine. I don't want that in the back of his mind, potentially limiting future blowjobs. I want all the blowjobs. But not from any of the creeps sending me messages. I am very happily married and understand the limits set as I would also expect from my wonderful husband to know and respect my limits. I gave my girlfriend a foot rub the other day and I was already in a frisky mood, so this may have tampered with the outcome, but I really liked it for some reason, but I didn't admit it to her. She thought I was just being sweet, and that I actually didn't want to. It's a strange awakening because I've never been particularly into foot porn, I just think my girlfriend has some very lovely feet. Edit, the best possible outcome happened. Shortly after I wrote this I told her and she was excited, bless her kinky heart. This could not have come at a better time since she just got a new job where she stands all day and she's in need of some serious tender love and care. I want to get ducked hard by a legitimate priest, evangelical as preference, while he recites Old Testament or Revelations passages like a Sunday sermon. Brought it up to my husband not too long ago, and after a pause he suggested that I need to calm the hell down. I have a slight thing for cowboys. There's something very attractive about a cool, handsome gruff cowboy with a nice southern drawl. Think the good, the bad, and the ugly era Clint Eastwood. But I know that if I tell him, my beautiful, beautiful boyfriend will take it too far. He will wear a cowboy hat and assless chaps. He will talk dirty to me a LA, Larry the Cable Guy. We'll be ducking to country music. I hate country music. Bless his heart, but he would use my simple attraction to cowboys as a way to absolutely mess with me. And that beautiful, beautiful bastard knows this. I love that man, but I will never tell him. Also getting slapped in the face. Dude, socks. I couldn't duck and tell you why. It's not feet, I checked, but it's not just any sock lying around either. It's socks on feet. They gotta be clean, not sweaty or dingy. My preference is black ankle socks, but I'll swing through the rainbow and up the leg until they become tights. Tights are more of an underwear thing if you ask my libido. I tried easing my last girlfriend into it, mentioning that women reach orgasm easier in socks. She wasn't having it though, kinda broke my heart. Socks occupy a lot of real estate in my mind. I once was at a party, at a house with a no-shoes preference, and this drunk friend of mine accidentally stepped on my foot. Our twin, cotton-clad extremities just about put me on a pacemaker. A while ago he sorta gave me a Santa kink as a joke because I thought it was weird and gross. I want it to be gone but I don't know, I think parts of it are still there. It started when I was sitting in his lap and he jokingly grabbed me and moaned, "What do you want for Christmas, little girl?" in my ear, which got me wet instantly. That was more the fact that he was so forceful, and was moaning in my ear and breathing down my neck, but it was so funny that it turned me on that he kept doing it. I started calling him daddy as payback because he hates it, but if I say it right he'll get a conflicted boner. He'd whisper moan things like, "You're Santa's little ho ho ho," while holding me tightly because he knows I love being called his bitch, slut, hoe, whore, whatever. Anyway, when I really pushed how I felt with the daddy thing he stopped, but I think parts of it are still there. Thinking about him in a Santa costume with a fake beard that's pulled down so I still see his face is still something that maybe kinda does it for me. Not as much as something like a cop hat and aviators, but I mean, I enjoy a bunch of parts of it. I like a lot of things. But one unspoken thing is I love being forced upon by my husband. He picks up on my cues so well. I really struggle and fight him off. He overpowers me every time. Obviously he knows I love it, but we don't talk about it. There have been a few times we've watched things that talk about that kink, and I just wink at him. I'm a really dominant woman in everyday life. I'm outspoken and speak up for myself and family. He's much more reserved. It's great having that flipped behind closed doors. Hypnosis. Or, I guess mind control, with hypnosis being the closest real-world equivalent. I like the idea of being able to gain total control over someone, not just their body but their emotions and mental state, to have that be whatever I want and to use that however I want. Obviously, in the real world, that is super not cool. It's rape. Straight up rape in body and mind. But it's a fantasy, I'm not thinking about the ethics of it when I'm fantasizing. We're both into dom and sub play, and have played out a few fantasies where she's my sex slave, and we both had a great time. I just haven't gotten around to telling her about this specific version of that fantasy which I really like. I think the aspect of literally taking away someone else's will, and completely remolding them how I want is just this extra step, which I'm not quite yet ready to tell her about. Just about everything. I am very kinky, but my wife is very vanilla, and as the years go by she is becoming more and more so. Still mid-30s. Being a dom. Being a sub. Giving anal. Receiving anal. Choking on my cock. Her sitting on my face. Verbal domination. Exhibitionism. ATM. Coming on her face. Rough nipple play on either of us. Period sex. Shower sex. Bondage. Pain. Fisting. Free use situations. Making her taste her own pussy juices. Edging. Forced orgasms. And a ton of other things I'm not thinking of at the moment. Hell, I'd be happy with at least regular sex. The last couple years the process has become so mechanical. Maybe once or twice a month she says, "Want to have sex?" Then I go down on her until she comes, exactly once. She won't let me go longer. Then she sucks my dick for 30 seconds. Then we duck in one of maybe 4 or 5 positions. I come in her, yay vasectomy, we cuddle for a few minutes then wash up. She used to have a high sex drive and be interested in trying new things, but ever since we had kids that all shut down. Hard. But I love her. Immensely. I am not sexually satisfied, but I'm not going to leave her over it. I'm still happy in general even though this part is seriously lacking. We have talked about it a couple of times, but she's made it clear with even the tamest stuff she's not into. I get a maybe one day type response.
Like and subscribe for more r/ask Reddit videos.